Hi, I'm Kelly, and I'm a counsellor. I work with trans widows, and I've recently found, I've recently joined Reddit, and I have found some interesting threads which I thought I would share with you. I don't really share the things that my clients share with me because it's confidential, but I do often come up with scenarios and examples of what I'm told, but I remove the details. But anyway, because these are posted on the internet for everyone to see, I feel like it's okay to share these ones because they're looking for comments and stuff. So here we go. So this one, I'm gonna share the original post and then some of the replies to it as well, because I think they're just as telling, some of the responses that these people get. So I'm trying not to be upset. I'm bisexual and very open and support of literally everyone. You can't support everyone because, like, not properly anyway. You just can't because you've only got, like, well, I talk about cups being empty in my counselling practice. Like, you've only got so much in your cup. Like, I'm going to get my cup, my glass. So it's only got so much room. And once you've drank it all, it's empty. But you need to fill it up. So this kind of represents your energy and what you've got to give other people. So you can't support everyone, otherwise you'll end up with nothing left for yourself, and you have to look after yourself. Because if you don't look after yourself, you can't look after anybody else. Anyway, I digress. However, my husband came out to me saying he thinks he's trans, but he's not sure. I just feel like I'm watching my world fall apart slowly. We have 3 young kids together, and I just feel used and like I've been lied to. I've always suspected that he could be, but he would always say no and get upset. I used to feel like he was definitely gay, or could be, and I would tell him to explore it and let's see what happens, and the answer was always no. I would ask if he wanted to dress up and get dolled up, and he said no. And then when I finally just accept that maybe I'm just crazy and making things up, bam. I'm not hurt because it's possible. I'm hurt because for a little less than 10 years, I've been trying to be there from the beginning, and now I just feel like I've been living a lie. I have my own mental shit that I'm dealing with, and it sucks because he's always been shitty about communication, so I have to drag things out of him while keeping my own shit together. I finally felt mentally stable for the first time in years, and then this. So yeah, anyway, I'm trying, but I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. So this is the response. I don't have much in the way of specific advice, but I can try and offer insight. I've cis F, so this is a woman who's not trans. I can try and offer insight, as I've learnt being with my girlfriend, male to female, so it's a man, which can be summed up with the emotions inside can't be forced out, even in the safest of circumstance, even when you're right. Trying to ask my girlfriend to open up about her dysphoria used to be like pulling teeth too. Wanted to support her and hear her worst so I could share the burden. It was an empathetic desire, but it actually just made it worse. Speaking it aloud didn't serve to help her cope, just spoke the bad feelings into a more concrete reality. Same vein, stay with me. When I was a kid, I denied any trace of attraction to girls, even when it was plainly obvious to everyone I loved. I couldn't even entertain the idea and would get so offended if it was suggested, because the denial of it was an impassable mental wall. You were so right about your SO, significant other, but maybe it was the same. Even when you offer the safest harbour, the first thing they have to contend with is themselves, and a million things can stand in the way. Internalized hate, fear of life outside the home if the possibility becomes reality, even a sense of obligation to be the same person you fell in love with, to be uncomplicated or the rock, to stick with what's been accepted thus far. Maybe this is why your significant other came out now. Your mental health is stabilised, and beyond you as their safe harbour, the fear of making your mental health worse by introducing something complicated is lessened. Maybe there's no reason at all, and the journey to accept the possibility of being trans just took this long. Or maybe they've been watching too much porn. It sounds like they're gay but don't want to accept it because it's a bit of internalized shame and all that. The thought process when we're scared doesn't have to make sense. That's true. It often doesn't make sense, especially when we've got heightened emotions. Either way, it's understandable to feel anger and hurt. I'm so sorry your world's been spun without warning. Just work through as best you can, and remember you laid all the groundwork of support that helped to let them tell you now. Their world is spinning too, so time to be that safe harbour. Oh my God. Yeah, but this person's hurting too. It's not all about the partner who's transitioning. This is a relationship. It's a two-way thing. So someone else has replied, totally agree with this here. My wife suggested the same thing when she learned everything about me. So this is a trans person, isn't it? And I just kept brushing it off. Finally, over a year later, I saw a therapist about it. Still not open about it because I could never pass. And that still causes a lot of depression, but I at least have answers for things in life that I didn't before. Point is, your spouse is probably scared or even terrified to entertain the idea they are one of them. Everyone is okay being supportive of others because it's easy, but when you have to change your entire way you see the world, and especially yourself, it can be too much to cope with. Yeah, I think it's quite unrealistic to expect someone to accept that just without even thinking about it. And if you express any sort of emotion about it that's negative or perceived to be negative, then you're transphobic and you get called names. So, in a relationship, it's all about both partners being open to listening to the other person without judgment and without bringing their own stuff in. You have to be able to listen to what the other person's saying, even if it's difficult, because that's what a partnership is. Anyway, what are your thoughts about this Reddit thread? Let me know in the comments. If you are in this situation and you would like someone to talk to, you can say whatever you want to me. I will challenge inconsistencies. I do that in my counselling. I do challenge inconsistencies. I do challenge if someone says something and it's not congruent to their body language or to what they've said before, then I'll say, hang on, you said this before and now you're saying this. Which one is it? It can't be both. Or do you think it could be both? Is that possible? And we'll explore it, because that's part of the work. So I don't just affirm someone when they say, oh, I think I'm trans, or I feel like I'm in the wrong body. I don't work with people who transition. I only work with their partners. So, anyway, that's a bit, I'm getting a bit into how I work. But if you would like to chat about your situation to get a feel for how I would move forward with it, then you can contact me through my website, kellyoliverdougall.co.uk/counselling. That's where you get your free consultation. That's a 20-minute slot online where we have a chat find out a bit more about your situation, and we work out, if you want to move forward, where to go next. So leave a comment. I'd love to hear what you think.